Thank you all so much for joining us today. We're excited that you're all here to celebrate the amazing success of UCE's 2019 Capital Campaign, Building Our Abundant Future. Today, we want to celebrate all the hard work of the Capital Campaign team and volunteers and the amazing generosity of all our campaign donors.
All right, so we wanted to share a little bit about the campaign with you all as we celebrate. So I think many of you know this, we had 11 campaign leadership team members who were joined by 36 pledge captains to embark on a grand adventure together. Over the course of the campaign, our beloved community had many opportunities to reconnect with old friends and to make new connections. Over the 7 months of the campaign, the team made over 780 phone calls and emails to members and friends, went on 145 personal visits, hosted 9 special receptions, and all this work connecting with each other resulted in 190 pledges, totaling, drum roll please, $1,060,017. For anyone keeping track, that is 106% of our goal.
So we want to thank everybody who helped to make this campaign so successful. We could not have done it without all the hard work and the generosity of our campaign team, all the captains, the church staff, and of course all of you, the donors. So we want to take a brief moment to recognize the team who worked countless hours on this campaign. So could any of the members of the campaign leadership team please join us up here? So that is myself, Jillian, and Martha, Marianne Griebler, CJ Presto, Jessica Tamel Presto, Ann Peterson, who's not here but is definitely was a huge part of this as well, and then Lee Banner, Karen Courtwright, Linda LaPlante, and Joe Romeo. So we want to thank them all for the hard work, their dedication. It was a wonderful team to work with. You guys can put that down if you want to. And then in addition to the leadership team, we also had 36 captains who helped to contact all the members and friends, who went on visits, who hosted the receptions. So if any of you captains are here, would you mind standing up so we can recognize your hard work as well? Thank you. And of course, we want to thank Reverend Eileen, as well as Sandra Robinson, and all of the office staff, the kitchen staff, and the RE staff for all of the support, because we could not have done this whole project without everyone's help.
In just a moment, Janelle Britton and Carol Nielsen will be up here to talk about what's next now that the main fundraising portion of this campaign is over and we move into the implementation phase. But first, we want to mention a few things. We have created a donor and volunteer booklet that includes all the names of our donors and volunteers, as well as the stats we shared today about the campaign. If you haven't had a chance to make a pledge to the campaign, it isn't too late. We have a table set up in the back of the sanctuary. See Alice over there waving, and we're still more than happy to take additional pledges. Anyone who's donated to the campaign, including any pledges that come in today, will have their name entered into a raffle drawing to win this amazing gift basket. I want to tell you what's in it because it's pretty good. Prosecco from Wine Goddess, chocolates from Belgian chocolatier Perron, Ruth Bader Ginsburg socks, Italian soaps from Metz Apothecary, and a gift card to Cafe Sal Marie in Lincoln Park. Finally, we will have a framed list of donors that will be put up at church in a few months, and there's still time to get your name on the donor list. And now we'd like to switch gears and talk about what is next for the campaign.
Is this exciting or what? Yes. Due to all of your wonderful generosity, we now have the funds to be able to carry out the projects that we have been dreaming of for 3 years. There are 17 different projects. The committee that we have put together called the Capital Campaign Implementation Committee, CCIC, another batch of initials to remember around here, but you're going to be hearing from us for 3 years as we're implementing these projects. And I'd like to have some of my team come on up. Hold on just for a minute, Carol. John LaPlante is our engineering head. Vicki Debo, CJ. Presto is, they're in charge of our funding, and the inflow and the outflow. Ann Peterson, who's on a health leave, is a project manager, but help us out for a while is Sandy Danforth. Sandy, you come on up if you're, oh, that's right, she couldn't be here for this service. Sandra Robinson is on the committee as she's in charge of all the encompassing things that have to do with the building. And I think I've got everybody covered there. So additionally, we have a core of very hardworking project coordinators. For each project, there is a person in charge of it. We have Carol Nielsen, Greg Grabowski, Julia Takarada, Jonna Van Dyke, and John Siegel. Please stand, all of those people I just said. Yes. Thank you. So right now, the committee is very busy setting up a schedule of when are we going to do all these projects. I know that's everybody. Everybody has their favorite project and they want it all done now. But we have to spread it out over the 3 years because your gifts are, for many of you, are spread out over 3 years. So if you could please let us know, if you've not yet let us know, which month each year you will be giving your gift so that we can plan the projects. We have to have the income in before we can start a project. And Vicki would be the person, Vicki Deebly, the one to stand up, Vicki right here, let her know the month each year when you will be making your donation. We're excited to tell you that right now we have enough money to begin our first project. And the first project is going to be to renovate our kitchen. Yay! We're going to be starting that in January, February timeframe. That tends to be a time when we have less catering needs. And Carol Nielsen is in charge of that, and she's going to come up and tell you all about it.
Sadly, I won't cry over the kitchen. So on November 10th, we're very excited that our architects will be filing for the permit for construction, and we hope to start in early January. We have designed a gender-neutral kitchen that will be so simple to use that most men in the congregation will be able to wash dishes, put things away, and clean up. But I want to be fair. There are some men in this congregation who have been stalwart kitchen helpers. The rest of you are going to be helpers too. So here's the outside of the kitchen in a slide. We're going to add cupboards on the right and left side of the doors. We're going to have rolling cabinets that will have storage in them, but will also be rolled out for our Sunday service or meals instead of the tables that we presently use. And then they can be stored under the wall and on the west side. We are going to have what's called a plumbed coffee maker. This will provide us with 11.5 gallons of coffee an hour. It will be brewed into these little pots that will be set out on our serving credenzas. And it will be a user-friendly touch screen that anybody, men included, will be able to make and brew coffee. We also are going to install 2 high-speed, high-temperature dishwashers under the counter. They'll do 24 racks of dishes an hour and use 1.1 gallons of water. They're green, they're friendly. They also will not be using chemicals the way we currently do. The dishes will come out so hot that you'll need to wear gloves to take them out of the trays and put them away. Then we have a 3-compartment sink with drain boards so that we can wash dishes, pots, pans, other things that don't go in the dishwasher according to Evanston's code and standard dishwashing practices. Other features are going to be that we have a prep sink, a separate hand washing sink. The center island will be rebuilt and we'll have a working grease trap, which we haven't had for many years, a working exhaust fan that we haven't had for many years, and a disposal. All of this will help us reduce our compost fees by about $100 a month because we're going to use dishes instead of paper plates and utensils, which are compostable, but also which cost a lot of money. And so finally, we hope to be in code with the city requirements, and we want you to stay tuned for an announcement of kitchen cleanup days in mid-December when we'll be packing up the entire kitchen and getting ready for the construction in early January. Thank you.
Before we conclude and get to our celebration, I just want to close our time together with a prayer. Spirit of life, source of love, with gratitude for the remarkable generosity of this community and for the shared vision of a better world, we ask for guidance. Guide us as we strive together to be faithful stewards of these tremendous shared gifts. May we hold close our aspirations of an ever more loving, just, and inclusive beloved community. May we continue to keep our mission to nurture the human spirit for a world made whole at the center of all we do, remembering the individual value of each and the collective and unifying power of all. Let us use our resources for liberation, for beauty, for service, and for love, in recognition of life's unfolding mystery and bounty. Let's celebrate.